Okay, Assalamualaikum. So today we will start a lecture for our course. Right, it's DQS. Okay, I'm missing. Okay, DQS352, and the topic that we will be covering is on earthworks. So, earthwork is a very vital component in any type of construction. Okay, because it doesn't really matter whether you are building like civil engineering works or real buildings, you will be building them on top of land. So the earthwork is vital to ensure that the building that we plan to erect is on solid ground. So for the earthworks, first of all, we need to conduct a typical site investigation. Okay, so the definition being given here is this investigation of site for the purposes of assessing their suitability for construction of civil engineering and building works, and acquiring knowledge of the characteristic of a site that affect the design. Okay, the design and construction of such work and the security of neighboring land and property. So this is identified as site investigation. There's another type of investigation that is known as soil investigation. That is more focused on the soil itself. But here is on um, more towards the site itself. So let's say we have a job and we want to see the suitability of the job in accordance to the site. So the objectives are, first of all, the suitability of the site and its environment, um, whether the design of a building would be appropriate for the site that we have. Okay, so suitability of the project lah. Next is in terms of the design of the building. So is it adequate or economic, or would be in accordance to the site that has been allocated? The construction, method of construction. So do we, let's say for that site, we have enough space to put all our materials, all the machines, to prepare site officers, those type of things. Do we have enough space, or do we have enough space for the maneuver of plants and machineries, or the site can only deal with machines with chain wheels compared to pneumatic wheels? And then effect of changes to the site. Okay, so does the site have major changes? Let's say every time there is rain. Okay, so that has something to do with the ground condition of the site. But what's more important than weather is the let's say we are experiencing the dry season or the wet season. So season is more important than weather because the seasonal changes are a lot more longer compared to the weather itself. And then, of course, the choice of site. If you have a very large site, that would affect in terms of the distance from the entrance, um, in terms of traffic management inside the site itself. So you have to plan, right, the movement of plant, machineries, materials for the site itself. Okay, so general considerations and planning. So these are be mentioned a bit. So the site condition, the type of soil, the border of the condition of the site, access, and then all of those things. And then ground conditions, the condition of the soil, contract duration and weather prospect. So in construction, we would like to try to keep our actual construction process during the dry season. So we do not want to carry out work, if possible, during the wet season because it's very difficult to conduct construction during the wet season. It would carry a lot of how you say risks, okay, to the job itself, right? And then economic is aspect of the earthwork design. Okay, so you have a particular site. How do we design the earthworks so that we do not have to dig the entire site, for example, and that would we call occur a very high cost lah, for the job. So the best earthworks that we can do is the most minimum earthworks, so that we can, you know, cause a very small disturbance to the environment of the site. Okay, so over there I mentioned, okay, site consideration. Yeah, existing services and structures. So if your site is located at quite an urban area, so you have to identify those buildings around your site. Maybe do a survey and then identify whether there are any services going through your site, because we do not want to accidents to happen. Okay, like the one in what Shah Alam that have the gas pipe running through the site. So we want to avoid those kind of catastrophe. So ground condition, establish a clear picture of ground condition. So if there are any like unstable grounds, we need to add support. We need to keep the ground from water. That's where the dewatering process comes in. Type of plant to be used suitable with the condition of the site. Because we do not want our equipment to get stuck or bogged down at the site. Okay, contract duration and weather prospect. As I said, we want to keep our work during the dry season. This is because we have like superficial condition due to weather. This is not much of a problem. It's just a couple of days at maximum. But the issue is during seasonal changes, during the dry season, during the wet season. So you do not want to do any excavation work or concreting work during this kind of season. So you have to sync your master program, okay, with the seasonal changes at the area of your site. And then economic aspect, okay, we want to identify the nature of our work. Does it involve a lot of excavation work or compaction work, cut and fill? Availability of your plant in order to conduct those work, because we want the earthwork to run smoothly. We want to have enough machines. If there are any machines that is not uh, functional, we want to have like another machine that would take its place. So we do not want to wait around during the excavation work. So, and then suitable fill material, if you have any filling works, whether you can get those materials from your site or you have to import them. Okay, and of course, the time of the year, which have everything to do with the seasonal changes. Okay, so since normally, uh, to conduct earthworks, it involves a lot of quantity of, cutting and filling soil. And we would usually, excuse me, do the construction by plants and machineries. It's very difficult to find these days people doing earthwork manually. Okay, so we have the same kind of job that needs to be done in a massive amount. So we have to use plants and machineries, and then you have to identify the types of plants and machineries that is suitable for your work. Okay, so these are some of the types of earth moving plants. So you have to like identify the plant and what is its purpose. Okay, let's group them up. Okay, so for excavation, so these are excavation only. And excavation, we have a number of types of excavation. We have excavation to reduce level. We have excavation to create large pits. We have excavation to dig up a trench. So numerous type of excavation. So this type of machines can only do excavation. Okay, we have a grader, skimmer, trencher, and the most important thing is the excavator lah, or back actor kan. So next is excavation and loading. So this type of machines can do excavation, and the earth that they have excavate, they can like load them into like trucks lah. trucks, lorries. So we have dragline clamshell, shovel, back actor, multi-purpose excavator. Oh yeah. So the multi-purpose excavator can also dig and then load up the materials onto a truck. So that's why it's here. And then haul and deposit. So this type of machines can only like receive the materials. When I say material, is the soil. Okay, so the material they receive and then they like move it to another location and put them onto the ground. So we have dumper, dump trucks, and lorries. So these are the types of dump trucks or lorries that can only operate in the site. Okay, they are usually not allowed to operate on the public roads because they do not have uh, road tax and insurance for using public roads, right? So for this type of trucks or any like as earth moving plants that needs to travel on public roads, they need to be put on to a loader, a very long truck, uh, put onto a loader, and only then they can be taken to one side or another lah. And then we have excavation, load, haul, and deposit. So these are the types of machines that can excavate, they can load the material, they can uh, transport the material and put it somewhere else. Dozer, scraper, dredger. Well, this type of machine usually is not that much, and I'm not really sure why the dozer is here. Scraper, yes. Dredger, I'm not sure. So we will go one by one. So this is the back actor or the multi-purpose excavator lah. So this particular design is hydro apa, it has like hydraulic control. Okay, you see the boom or the arm, it has hydraulic actuators. So this type of machines is very precise. We also have machines that uses cables. So this type of machines usually are larger in size and it can handle a lot more load. But for this example, it has hydraulic actuators on its boom or its arm. And then it has a chain type of wheels. So it's not using a regular wheel, pneumatic wheel or air inflated wheel. Okay, so this allows the multi-purpose excavator to operate on very soft grounds and then access locations which is quite difficult for normal equipments. So this is the example of back actor that uses cables, okay, to operate. So these are more like of the like olden type of the back actor lah, right? So it also functions the same way as the hydraulic back actor, but it uses cables. So usually it's a bit larger than a normal one that we see. So this type of diagram is being taken out from the Chudley book, okay, construction technology, I believe. So please get a hold of that book. You can go through the details. So next is the bulldozer or the dozer. So out of all of the machines, the dozer is the most powerful equipment in terms of power output. So it's being used to do excavation to reduce level. Okay. Um, it has a blade at the front. So this blade does not carry any material. Okay. So it cannot like you cannot use it to haul materials. Yeah, so we just use it to like push the material to the side, right? Or to we gather it in an area to be scooped up, right? So this dozer cannot like scoop up the material and put it on a dump truck. Yeah, it cannot do that, but it can like gather the material, and then some other machines will scoop up the materials. And usually at the back of the dozer, we have like um, an equipment to like take out stones, large stones from the soil. So we want to take out as many stones as possible from the soil, especially for roadworks lah. Because having stones at the soil will like disturb the formation level of the soil when we do surface excavation, right? All right. Next is the drag line. Okay. So this drag line usually you see them it's in Malaysia lah. You see them for works like deepening the river because this drag line has a very long reach. Okay. Because it's using what's known as a drag bucket. Okay, so this is the bucket. So connected to the machine by cables. So that's why it has a very long reach out of all the machines. And in term of sizes, it's usually quite large. The largest one you can find them working in shale mines. Okay, shale ni is material that we take and process to produce oil, known as shale oil. So the biggest one, the drag bucket, can be as large as your room. Okay, so that's the biggest one. But we don't use that here because that is exclusive for mining operations. For construction operation, it is not that large. And then we have a dumper. So this is very helpful in order to carry materials such as soil or construction materials such as bricks, cement. Very helpful for small and medium size work. And then yeah, this is a very popular machine known as a multi-purpose excavator. Outside also may be known as by the brand, JCB lah, tractor lah, macam-macam. So it's a multi-purpose excavator. Basically, we have two machines into one. The front part is basically a loader. We can use it to like scoop up material and put it into a dump truck, something like that. And the rear part is basically a back actor or an excavator lah. So we have like two machines in one. Now this type of machine is very suitable for small and medium works, or some like excavation works that need to be done in very tight spaces. So in order for the multi-purpose excavator to function, it needs, let's say, they need to operate the excavator at the back. So they need to like extend the rear stabilizers. Okay, it has two on the left and the right side, and also push down the bucket loader here, so that the machine will be off its wheel. Because when the machine is on its wheel, it's not very stable. So when you need to do like excavation work, you need to put down all the stabilizers at the back and the loader at the front. But if it's like you are operating the loader, of course you have to retract the stabilizer at the back, and then take up the front loader lah, so that the machine can move with its pneumatic wheels. Next is the face shovel. Face shovel works in a opposite way compared to the back actor. So if the back actor or the excavator, it digs from a top to down position. So the face shovel, it excavate from bottom to the top. Okay, so usually the machines would be at the bottom if you have like excavation to create like a slope. So the machine's at the bottom, and then it scoops the material from the bottom to the top. Whereas the excavator is the opposite way. So in this example, it is using cable for the operation of its bucket. And then we have a compactor. So the compactor, we have like this one is a vibrating roller. We also have the plate type of roller or compactor. These are for small and medium-sized jobs. If it's like a large job, like making a highway or something like that, we need a self-propelled compactor or a roller, what people call steamroller. So this roller usually comes together with some features like vibration. So it vibrates when it compacting the soil. So the compaction would be a lot more efficient. So the roller doesn't have to do like as much pass as required because it has vibration. Okay, so the scraper. Now, a scraper is a machine that we seldom see because it's being used for excavation to reduce level, like a bulldozer, but it has the capability of hauling the materials and put it somewhere else. So we do not really need dump trucks. So it's being used for surface excavation that needs precision, usually for road and airport runway construction. So this one is the front part is here. So you can see the operator cabin here. So it moves that way. This one is a lot bigger, and it moves that way, right? The operator cabin is over here. So what it has is like a scraper bowl. This is where the machine will store all the soil or the material that being excavated. The cutting blade is here. You can see it's a very small, not really that small, but it's a small part of the machine. So when the machine is moving forward, the blade will come down, and due to the forward motion, it will start to cut the soil, right? And then the soil will move into its tank here, or its bowl, known as bowl or the storage tank. So when the tank is full with excavated material, the blade will come up, and then the scraper will move to the location where the soil will be dumped. Right. So due to its enormous size, it has a couple of limitations lah, because it is usually not that powerful. So it's very difficult to operate this machine in hilly areas. If you have hilly areas, you will need a bulldozer. Or if your site has a lot of stone or rocks inside the soil. So that would require a much more powerful machine to scrape off the rocks first, and then only then we can do the excavation to reduce level. So that kind of capability usually reserved for the bulldozer. Okay, you can see it's even using a pneumatic tire, so you know that this machine is really not that powerful. Okay, so this is a skimmer being used for the same purpose. Okay, excavate to reduce level or surface excavation, but the output of the skimmer is somewhat limited by the size of its bucket, right? So kind of suitable for like medium-sized jobs or very specialized jobs. Okay, we don't like build roads by using skimmers. Okay, because its output is just very small. See, the bucket is just half a meter cube. Okay. Then next, tractor shovel. So this tractor shovel is being used to scoop up the soil or the material that's been collected. So it comes to the material, scoops it up, and then put them onto the dump trucks. So usually the one that we see in Malaysia, the tractor shovel or the loader, usually uses pneumatic tires. In this example, it uses like chain tire. We don't usually see this. The ones here usually uses a pneumatic tire, very large wheels, because it gives the loader speed, right? So if you use like a chain tire, usually the machines can't move as fast as the machines using the pneumatic tires. Because the way the loader operates or the shovel operates is that there is a spoil heap, or what spoil heap is like a small dump of soil. So you use the momentum of the loader, you drive straight into the spoil heap, and then try to fill up the scoop as much as possible with soil, and then you like scoop it up and then put it onto the dump truck. So you need to use the momentum or the uh, mass of the loader, really drive it into the spoil heap so that you can like fill the bucket as much as possible. But if you use like the chain type, you can't really go as fast. If you use the chain type, you would rely on a very powerful engine to fill up the bucket at the front, because it can't move fast, right? And then this is a trenching machine, yeah? Trench digging machine. So if you this type of machine we usually see for special jobs. If you like have a job to build like a very long type of drainage, or you need to put pipes into the ground, okay, very long pipes, then it would justify the use of this trench digging machine, because it can really speed up your work. If it's like a normal job, building works, very like medium to small size civil engineering works regarding pipes, drainage, and such, usually contractors would be satisfied by the use of multi-purpose excavator. That would be enough. Or it's a bigger job, you can use this, or you can use an excavator lah. Okay. This type of machine we rarely see here in Malaysia because it's very specialized machine. So usually contractors would resort to the use of excavators. All right, so okay, so you can see that for these earth moving jobs, we do rely a lot on plants and machineries, because it involves a lot of material which are very heavy. If you involve stones and rocks into it, then that will be a lot more work. Okay. All right, so that's it on the first part of the lecture.